This is Nantes on the west coast of France, 2012. This river is the River Loire. It's this river that made Nantes a centre for trade in the 18th century. Sadly, like many ports at the time, human beings were being traded as slaves. Each of these little plaques that you can see represents one of the 1,800 slave ships that sailed from Nantes in those days. Here is a map of the world. Slave ships sailed from Europe to Africa, and then most slaves were taken to the North and South Americas to be sold to wealthy landowners. This is a map of Europe. In each place there is writing there was a major slave trade port. Britain was responsible for more slaving expeditions than France. London, Bristol and Liverpool were major centres of the British slave trade. The conditions in the ships were terrible. Many slaves died. There were over 27,000 slave trading expeditions in Europe. More than 12 million men, women and children from Africa were snatched and taken into slavery. Over 1.5 million died on the boats on the way to America. This is a memorial to the abolition of slavery. It's taken many people over hundreds of years to try to abolish slavery in lots of different countries. And would you believe that it's only recently that some countries have actually made it unlawful for slavery in this day and age? I actually think it's quite ironic that this memorial is actually under the docks where those ships, all of those ships, left to travel around the world to take slaves from Africa to the Americas. If the slaves survived the journey, they were put to work in the fields to make their owners even richer. If they escaped, they were beaten. Sometimes they were killed. This incredible memorial makes you feel quite eerie when you're in it. It's deep under the docks, and it made me imagine what it must be like to be tied up, shackled, in chains, in a slave boat, and then all of a sudden, having been in there for weeks and weeks and weeks, brought up in a strange land into the light and sold.